Today it's very hot. I'm not sure how much I'll do, probably 6 miles. But what I'm gonna be covering today is what I call the confusing signals that caretakers give themselves when they feel guilty. And by a caretaker, I mean someone who excessively takes care of others and not enough of themselves. You can take care of people if the caring is inclusive. You take care of yourself as much as you take care of others. But here's the dynamics to consider. Caretakers have a sense of perfectionism in that they don't think that they do enough, and when they begin to assess what they've done, since they assess it from a model of perfection, is never enough. So you did this, you did that, yes, but you could have done this, you could have done that. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy for failure and for incompleteness. So how do we clean that up? First, to be aware that the mind-body code doesn't work by intellectually saying, well, take care of yourself. You have to go into a contemplative state, as you know from the work that I do. But basically it's to get yourself into an observational mode. Sit, relax, allow your body to go into a state of contemplation, which is observation without any kind of judgment. And then you create the scenario to make the change. And that is that you sit and you imagine what you haven't done, especially when you're feeling guilty. What you haven't done, you've done this, you've done that, but it's not enough. You just didn't do this. That not having done enough is the mixed signal that tells you that you need to do more. But what it does is it actually has a counter effect, because you're actually having less energy to do more. So here's the technique. In a contemplative state, you create the scenario, see yourself feeling guilty, and the guilt becomes then a signal, a mind-body signal, to do something for yourself, to gain energy, so then you can do for others. So the guilt becomes what appears to be egotistical and selfish, but it's not. It's self-caring. Because if you run out of fuel, then you have nothing to give. So again, the new mind-body signal is when you're feeling guilty about not having done enough, consider it that you have not done enough for yourself. So you can gain energy, replenish yourself, and then do things out of love, not out of resentment or fear of not being loved. So practice it. The new signal is feeling guilty, time to take care of yourself. And I don't mean the people that are always taking care of themselves, that they don't care about others. I'm talking about the dysfunctional caretakers. And you know who you are. Perfectionism, for fear of not being loved or not being exactly what someone taught you to be. And the price you pay is ill health and eventually an inability to do anything for anybody. So this self-caring that appears to be selfish is actually a way of being compassionate with yourself and others, because you gain energy, you refresh yourself, and you get rid of the resentment that sometimes you may have when you do things for people when you are actually not taking enough care for yourself. So the signal for resentment is that you have not taken care of yourself enough. So you're doing it out of resentment, with resentment. The signal for feeling imperfect and not having done enough, again, is to take care of yourself. Practice it until it becomes part of your operational consciousness, and you will see that actually you'll have more energy to do for others, because first you're doing for yourself to maintain the fuel that you need to spread your compassion and your caring and all the wonderful things that you have. So enjoy, and I'll go back to my walk now to take care of myself, so then I can take care of others.